Okay, good day to everyone. So, we're going to have another topic for this morning or today. So, basically, we're going to discuss on how you're going to devise yourself when there is a typhoon. Okay, okay. So, if you're going to look at the picture, so I have here the go bag. Itinatawag natin. So, inside the go bag, we have the flashlight, we have the radios, and batteries. We also have clothes, water, uh, pet food, medical supply, medication, food, okay, and paper communication display. Okay, so why do we need all of these things in our bag before typhoon comes? Okay, ba't ba kailangan natin itong mga gamit na ito dito sa bag natin? Okay, so try to think of it. Ba't ba kailangan natin yan sa typhoon? Okay, so I think your answer here is primarily for our safety and preparedness. Okay, so what do we need to be prepared before, during, and after the typhoon? It's basically for our safety. Okay, and of course, we need to be prepared since, as I have said, typhoon is one of those natural calamities, and definitely it could cause life or it could cause lives if we are not prepared on this natural calamity. Okay, or definitely unnatural because a typhoon is a natural phenomena. Okay, so the reason why we need to be prepared before, during, and after is all because of our safety and of course for preparedness na rin. Okay, so for this topic, our main objective here is we're going to devise ways of emergency preparedness before, during, and after a typhoon. Okay, so the topic for today is precautionary measures during typhoon. Okay, so what should we do when typhoon occur? Okay, so dito muna tayo sa before. Okay, so before the typhoon, so base sa sinabi ko nga kanina, na-introduce ko nga kanina, no, you have to prepare a storm survival kit. So this is what I am referring to, which includes drinking water, food that will last at least 3 days or more. Okay, so anticipate natin na baka hindi lang 3 days siya, it could last for more than a week. Okay, so depende siya sa lakas ng typhoon, no? First aid kit, flashlight, batteries, and garbage bag. Okay, so kasi kung titingnan natin, let us try to have a recall. Okay, so katatapos lang nung na-experience natin na Typhoon Ulysses last November 12, 2020. And it really costs lives, 'di ba? So para as preparedness na rin, no? So as safety na rin sa atin. So dapat bago magbagyo, meron na tayong mga ganito, naka-ready na tayo ng ganito, no? So meron tayong uh, drinking water, no, na kaya niyang mag-last for more than 3 days or more. Okay? Meron tayong pagkain na kakainin, and of course, flashlight kasi definitely magkakaroon ng brownout yan, no? So, dapat meron tayong prepare ng mga ganitong gamit. Okay? So, we call it as a storm survival kit. So, we need to prepare that before the typhoon. Okay? Next, we have to check the windows of your houses. Okay, so tingnan natin kasi nakadepende yan sa wind speed. So, as I have discussed last time, no? So, nakadepende kasi yan primarily sa lakas ng also sa wind speed, sa bilis o lakas ng typhoon, no? So, i-check na natin kasi baka pag sa sobrang lakas ng hangin, meron na palang mga lamat yung mga windows natin, biglang mabasag. So, it will definitely cause accident. Okay? Another one, check major electrical appliance items so that they do not become damaged by air or by the wind or rain. So, tingnan na rin natin yung mga electrical appliances natin, no? So, tingnan na rin natin para hindi tayo magkaroon ng aksidente, definitely pag nagkaroon ng typhoon. Okay? Next, purchase a battery-powered radio, candles, or rechargeable light. Okay? Listen to the radio to keep up to date with the weather. So, definitely kapag typhoon, try to expect, i-anticipate na natin na pwedeng mawalan ng kuryente. Okay? So, dapat updated tayo kung ano na ang nangyayari, ano na ang latest update dun sa weather natin. So, magagawa lang natin yan kung meron tayong mga tinatawag na mga battery-operated radio para kahit walang ilaw, no, walang electricity, is updated pa rin tayo, nakakapakinig pa rin tayo ng balita. Okay? So, those are the different things that we need to prepare before the typhoon. Okay? Now, how about during the typhoon? Halimbawa, ayan na, dumating na yung typhoon. So, what should you do? Okay? During the typhoon. Okay? So, definitely, on this uh, symbol given, don't panic. Okay? You have to stay calm during the typhoon and listen to the updated weather reports. Okay? So, dapat alerto tayo. Okay? Especially kapag yung area nyo is actually a flood prone area. So, you have to be alert. Okay? So, kung ano na yung pwedeng mangyari dun sa paligid natin. So, you have to be prepared. And, of course, you have to stay calm. Okay? Now, if you are caught outside your house and the water level is rising fast, okay, please look for a higher place for shelter until flood have subsided. Okay, so kung titingnan nga natin, mas may advantage yung mga bahay na merong mga second floor at third floor kasi magkaroon man ng baha, meron silang aakyatan kapag nagkaroon ng baha. Okay? So, it's really advisable that if it is already having an increase in the water level, so go directly to a higher place, okay, until the flood have subsided. Okay? Okay. Now, during the typhoon, do not attempt to walk in the flooded streets as it might be dangerous for you. Okay, so I have to put some emphasis on this. Do not attempt to walk in the flooded streets. So bibigyan ko to ng emphasis mamaya ha. Okay, so I'll just go on with the fourth one before I go back to the third statement. Now, on the first statement, be aware of the typhoon's eye. Okay? Kasi ibig sabihin, may possibility pang umulan pa, no? Meron pang mga aftermath pa yan, no? So, stay inside until emergency personnel or radio reports inform you that it is safe to venture out. Kasi pwedeng humina lang yan for a while, pero lalakas pa rin yan, yung typhoon. So, you have to stay uh, stay calm and be alert and be updated on the reports. Okay? So, pag pwede ka na lumabas, then that's the time na pwede na tayong lumabas and it's already safe to venture out. Pero kung hindi naman, huwag muna tayong lumabas. If you are naman in a safe place, then stay on that uh, safe place. Okay? Now, going back to the third one, do not attempt to walk in flooded street. Bakit? Okay, bakit? Okay, it's all because it might give us this kind of disease, yung tinatawag nating leptospirosis. Okay, so ano pa yung tinatawag nating leptospirosis? Okay. Okay, so leptospirosis is primarily a bacterial disease that affects humans and animals. Okay, kasi actually ganito yan. Basically, leptospirosis is actually caused by a bacteria. Okay, the name of that bacteria belongs to a genus Leptospira. Leptospira. So, ibig sabihin, yung bacteria na yon, si Leptospira, siya yung nagkukos ng disease sa humans at saka animals sa papaanong paraan. Okay, the humans can become infected, okay, through contact with urine from infected animals. So, bibigyan ko ng example. Halimbawa, kasi commonly sa mga rats at saka rodents ito no? So, ito si rat. Yan. So, primarily, itong si rat. Okay, if this rat is contaminated, no, or it's actually infected, not contaminated. If this rat is infected with a bacteria called as Leptospira, okay, yan. If it is infected or if it is infected by this bacteria, okay, so definitely, pag yan naglabas ng urine niya dito sa flood na yan. Okay? So definitely, contaminated na yung area with this bacteria. Yan, ito yung tinutukoy ko. Si Leptospira. Okay, so sa Leptospira ngayon, yung bacteria na yan, contaminated na ngayon yung area na yan. So magkakaroon ngayon na ng contact sa tao and even other animals. Okay, ngayon kapag yun pumasok yung bacteria na yun, okay, especially sa mga open wounds, okay, that's the time pwedeng magkaroon ng leptospirosis yung tao na nakontaminate. So, ulitin ko lang po, kapag yung rodent o yung rat na yun is being infected with this leptospira bacteria, okay, yung urine niya definitely is already infected. Okay, so it can contaminate yung flood area ngayon. So kapag umihi siya, or even ganito nga kapag umihi yung rodent na yun, infected uh, rodent na yun, okay, hindi lang sa tubig, even sa soil, no? So kapag contaminated na yung area na yan at bumaha, no? So definitely, yung kung sino man yung sumausaw, no, o nagtampisaw doon sa area na yon, yung yung tao na yun, okay, might be infected with leptospirosis. So as I said, no, humans can become infected through contact with urine from infected animal. Yan. Contact with water, soil, or even food contaminated with the urine of the infected animal. So, ibig sabihin, kapag halimbawa, sabi ko nga, umihi yan sa soil. Okay. Napunta ngayon yan, nadikitan ngayon yan. Okay, pumasok yung bacteria mismo doon sa tao. Okay, so definitely, it would cause leptospirosis. Okay, so what are the different signs and symptoms? Fever is basically it's high fever. Okay, commonly 38.9 up. Yan. So it actually nagkukumbulusyon na yung tao dyan kapag nagkakaroon ng leptospirosis. Okay, headache, yan, common yan. Sasakit ang ulo mo, okay, chills, okay, sasakit ang mga kasukasuan mo, yan. Kapag nakaramdam ka na yan and you know that nakapaglakad ka sa baha, no? And you have an open wound, no? Especially if you have an open wound. Ibig sabihin nun, yung area na yun is very contaminated. Contaminated uh, with that infected animal. Okay, so pwedeng sabihin natin si rodent umihi. Okay, si rodent has already contaminate the water, the flood itself na nilakaran mo. So yung mismong bacteria na yun, si Leptospira, is pumasok ngayon dun sa mismong open wound mo. Okay, so basically, pwede ka nang magkaroon ng tinatawag nating leptospirosis. And these are some of the signs and symptoms. Okay, so vomiting yan, nagsuso ka na. Okay, jaundice, okay, yellow skin and eyes. So definitely, kapag nagkaroon na ng paninilaw, actually ano yan eh, ang starting point yan is namumula muna yung mata, okay? And then nagiging, parang nagkakaroon ng green ng konti until it changes into yellow. And then yung skin mo is already turning into yellow, okay? So kapag ganyan na yung mga symptoms niyan, primarily baka nagkaroon ka na ng leptospirosis. Okay? So, yun nga yung red eyes. Nagsimula muna yan sa pamumula bago siya manilaw yung mata mo. Okay? Abdominal pain. So, parang katulad nga kanina, hindi lang basta sumakit ang ulo mo at nanakit kasama, pati abdominal pain. Okay? And of course, excessive diarrhea. Okay? So, commonly, ito yun. Okay? Ito yung reason why you should not attempt to walk on flooded area. So kung maglalakad ka man, it's really advisable for you to have uh, foot protection. Like, pwede kang magbota, no? So kung maglalakad ka man, try to make sure that your feet is being protected. Okay? Para hindi ka totally makontaminate. Kasi sabi ko nga, ang leptospirosis is basically caused by the urine, okay, of an uh, infected animal. Okay, so yung urine mismo yung animal na yon is made up of a bacteria called as Leptospira. Okay, so yun lang yun. Kumbaga nagsisiguro lang tayo na let us try to anticipate na flooded areas are already contaminated. Okay, pero hindi ko naman sinabing lahat ng baha ay ganun. Pero generally speaking, no, so just to keep yourself safe. So, mas maganda na rin na we are prepared na let us try not to attempt to walk on a flooded area. Okay, para at least we're safe from having leptospirosis. Okay, so sabi nga mula sa ihi ng rodent, no, mula sa ihi ng daga na merong leptospira, no, na ipasa niya yung kanyang urine, contaminated urine doon sa flooded area. Now, yung flooded area na ngayon yun is basically pumunta sa katawan natin, especially if you have an open wound. Okay, pero tandaan hindi man kayo may sugat, no? Pero tandaan nyo, ang mga skin natin ay may mga open pores. So, may possibility pa rin pumasok yung bacteria na yon sa katawan natin. Okay, pwede pa rin matransfer yun sa katawan natin. Okay, so let us try to avoid that. So, let us try not to attempt to walk on a flooded area. So, if you have no choice, kailangan yung maglakad, no? So, definitely, yung pinaka-advisable is you protect yourself. Okay? You actually protect your feet especially, no? Na nakabota kayo pag naglalakad kayo, no? So, yun po yun. Okay. So, that's basically the reason, no? Yan. Okay. Okay, now what should you do after the typhoon? Yan, natapos na. So what are we going to do? Okay, stay away from flooded areas. Okay, so avoid cut or loose power lines and sharp objects that may be scattered. So hanggat maaari after the typhoon, let us try to wait for the water or the flood to subside. Okay? So hangga't maaari, let us try to stay away. Kasi katulad niyan, there are loose power line. May mga bumagsak na electricity. Kasi yan ang isa sa mga effects. It could lose electricity. Pwedeng mag-down yung mga power lines natin. Pwede tayong makuryente. Pwede tayong maaksidente while walking on the flooded area. Kasi hindi naman natin nakikita. No? So, just to keep safe, no, let us try to stay away from flooded area. So hangga't maaari, kung kaya nating mag-antay pa na mag-subside yung water, then much better. Okay, as I said nga, wait until the floods have subsided. So stay away from electrical lines and large bodies of water. Actually, tandaan natin, no, na pag halimbawa may mga live wires na bumagsak, no, it's not really advisable to walk on the flooded areas kasi pwede tayong makuryente, especially kung yung mga power lines na yan ay mga live wires, kaya live power lines. So, pwede tayong makuryente sa flooded area na yun. Pwede pa rin tayong makuryente. So, let us try to wait until the flood have subsided. Okay? Next, check to see if your next door neighbors need any assistance. Okay, so I think this is about time na right after the typhoon, we could also extend our hands with other people who are actually in need. So ito na yung pagkakataon na pwede rin tayong tumulong sa mga kapitbahay natin just in case they need help or assistance after the typhoon. Okay, so survey your property and look for any areas that were damaged by the storm. So, after the typhoon, tingnan nyo kung may mga nagkaroon ba ng damage, meron bang nasira, no? So, tingnan natin kung may mga nasira dun sa mga properties natin, and then let us try to do some remedies about it. And then, of course, this is also the time wherein we can keep in touch with friends and relatives to find out if anyone needs help. Okay, so kapag bumalik na yung mga power lines natin, yung communication natin, okay na. So that's the time that we can also communicate with other friends and relatives na tinamaan din ng bagyo. Okay? So I guess the summary of this lesson or the things that we have learned from this lesson is every time there would be this kind of natural uh, disaster, like as I've said, typhoon, the thing that we need to remember is our safety and preparedness. Okay, so we need to prepare ourselves before, during, and even after the typhoon. So I hope that you have learned something from this lesson. Okay, so siguro alam na natin na kapag may dumating na bagyo, alam natin yung mga dapat nating gawin. Okay, mga dapat nating i-prepare and ano yung mga dapat nating gawin pagkatapos ng typhoon. So I hope, again, I hope that you understand and you get something from the lesson.